getting some gas. Then I'm going to drive to the lease. It's about an hour drive. I can be in the stand in about an hour and 25 minutes. The wind is blowing out of the southeast, which is perfect, but it's hot. So it's going to be about 62 at dark. It's like 67 right now. Not ideal, but this is the only day I've had to go in weeks. So we're about to go try to get it done, and then we're going to check. Also, we're going to check a game camera that I have out that I put near a bedding area I looked at. See if we can't get a ground blind in there for later in the season. So got a quick change of plans. I slipped in near that bedding area to check the camera, and I actually have a buck that's coming in the daytime just before dark about every day. 3 out of the last 5 days. So I'm going to risk. I got back in my truck and I'm going to town, and I'm going to buy a chair or a stool, and I'm going to try to post up behind a tree. I may buy some mesh and just kind of hang it around me just to hide a little better. I don't want it to look like I don't want to go buy a ground blind because I'm afraid that if a deer walks out, that'll spook him. I think I'm just going to try my best to look natural, hide in the woods best I can with freaking orange on. But I'm hiding in a bedding area. I'm just outside of where I'm getting a lot of pictures. I haven't had a real mature buck on camera, but I have one that I think I made some mistakes. The biggest mistake I made was I underestimated how tall the grass was. I was sitting on the ground and I could not shoot through it, so I just made a mistake. The only thing I can do at this point is go back to that same spot. I'm going to have to go set up a tripod because there's no trees around big enough for a ladder or a climber or a lock-on. The grass is way too tall for a ground blind, so my only option is to get a tripod stand of some kind. I knew something wasn't right whenever I was obviously being eyeballed by the smaller buck, and something directed his attention off me. Nervous. He didn't care about me anymore. He cared about the big deer. So I turn and look, and I didn't spin the camera at this point. I turn and look, and I see this massive rack walking through the grass, way taller than the grass. And oh my gosh, that's when I turned the camera. You'll see the clips where I can actually see him. Super wide, man. Like, oh my gosh. He was so big. And then finally, it was getting too dark. As you can see, the camera was having trouble focusing. I was losing shooting light. My only option was to try to stand and take a shot over the grass. When I stood, he finally he got out of there. But the good news is I don't think that I ran him out of the area, because he stopped and looked back and then went back to just kind of meandering around. Finally, at the very end, he did blow and run away, but I was downwind of him, so I'm not sure he knew what I was. He may be a bit leery in there from now on, but the thing is, the next time I go back, it'll be rifle season. If he even steps into that field, he's too close. And I am pumped about it, man. All right, well, that's enough of me talking. Appreciate you guys watching this, and we'll continue on the hunt.